I'm going to give you what you've all been asking for, which is my Christmas pudding recipe, which I love, and I think it's delicious and that little bit lighter. So it all starts over here. These beautiful dried fruits. So 150 grams of beautiful dried cranberries, raisins, and then medjool dates, which I absolutely love. 150 grams again, squeeze the little pips out. The medjool dates will give you the sweetness, that fantastic kind of sticky toffee flavor. Just chop through them till nice and fine. In they go as well, apricots, chop those up. 150 grams of pecan nuts, crumble them in your hand, really nice. One of my secret little ingredients is the crystallized ginger. Finely slice those, that incredible fresh flavor of ginger, and it just smells amazing. For the next secret little ingredient, get a small sprig of rosemary, remove the stalk, and then finely slice the rosemary. It works incredibly well with fruit. Then the flavor of Christmas itself, clementine. Lightly grate the zest. The zest is full of all the oils and the flavors, in with the juice. Now, let's get into some of the sort of structural ingredients that hold it together. First up, I've got 75 grams of good quality breadcrumbs, okay? This is gonna make it lighter. 150 grams of plain flour, go straight in, and then 150 grams of suet. Now, you could use butter, but I prefer to use suet. You get a different texture, really scrunch it together. The great thing about this job is you can do it in advance. It's a lot of love just sitting there, waiting to be cooked on the big day. So it's really, really nice. Now, once you've mixed it up beautifully, we can add the two last ingredients that will bring it together to be that amazing pudding. And that will be 1 free-range organic egg, boom, and then 200 milliliters of lovely organic milk. Get it in there. They call it stir-up Sunday because you're supposed to use a spoon, but this is a Jamie Oliver recipe, so it's not stir-up Sunday, it's scrunch-up Sunday. Come on! And here we go. There is our beautiful pudding mixture. So get yourself a pudding bowl and butter. Quite generously, sort of cake it, because that is going to stop your pudding from sticking. It's also going to naturally baste. It's going to make it sweet and delicious. Take the filling here and I'm going to dunk it in. Make sure it's nice and level so that you don't get a wonky pudding. Very nice. Next up, 2 very important parts of the procedure. First of all, we make a cartouche. Take a square, fold it in half again, and again, and again, and again. And then very simply cut your little hat. So once you've got that on, then we want to get 2 bits of tin foil, place it on top, go around the rim with some string. Do a double knot and tie it as tight as you can. And then you're left with this overhang. Go around the other side, making a little handle. There we go. Pudding goes into the water. The water is halfway up the pan. Cook this for 4 hours on a medium-low sort of simmer, right? And we'll check it every hour and top up the water if we need it. That steaming action is gonna give you lightness. It's gonna give you moisture. It's gonna be amazing. Right, 4 hours, a little clean down, and I'll show you what to do next. So beautiful people, 4 festive hours have gone before us and now we are left with this, the great Christmas pudding. But let's serve this beautiful thing. I mean, come on, look at that. Cut the string off, get rid of that. Get a nice little cake dish or plate, put it on top, get yourself a cloth, hold the bowl and the plate and simply flip it over. And if you're lucky, you should have the most beautiful Christmas pudding. It smells incredible. All we need to do now is flame and flame safely. So, you ready for this? Kill the lights and let's do this safely. So now let's show you how to flame it safely. Go to the lovely little alcohol cupboard of your granddad or your dad. Take one of his finest bourbons, cognacs, whiskies. Get yourself a pan and get it sort of on a medium heat just for a minute or so. Put a good slosh in the pan and then just angle it towards the flame or light it with a match. Be careful. We do not want Christmas to end in tears. Gently pour on top of the Christmas pudding. The alcohol is burning away and you're being left with the incredible flavour of Christmas. And this, my friends, is when you sing, Wish You a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. And a happy, new, safe year. Don't burn the house down. The flavour from that burnt off alcohol will be phenomenal. Right, let's get the lights back up. As if by magic. Okay, so let's cut a portion of this gorgeous Christmas pudding. Look at that, come on. So you can tell if you look at the texture that it is beautiful. I'm going for cream, and there you go. My little tweaks. I hope you like, because It's that little bit tastier and that little bit lighter. Hallelujah. Guys, good luck. Enjoy it. And I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. Take care. Sticky toffee pudding. This lovely lady, my mother, she used to make this at least twice a month when I was a kid.
You loved it with lots of custard.
Custard, ice cream, or cream. Unbelievable. Dates are the central ingredient of a sticky toffee pudding. So if you want a great pud, you've got to have great dates. These medjool dates, they might just look like regular dates, but they're so meaty and sweet and delicious, and they have the most outrageous sort of caramelly flavour. Now, we had dates obviously when I was a kid.
Only at Christmas.
But they were a bit drier, a bit more like
crusty.
Yeah, they weren't as lovely as that. Get the stone out and get the little cap bit at the top off. We don't want that. So Mum's going to motor through those. The stones need to be removed from 450 grams of dates. To soften them and give them an even better flavour, I'm going to soak them in tea. Mum, you probably won't be expecting this. Earl Grey tea bags.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Cover 4 tea bags with 300 millilitres of boiling water and leave to steep for 3.5 minutes. Add the de-stoned dates to a blender with a level teaspoon of cinnamon and half a grated nutmeg. Then pour the Earl Grey tea onto the dates and let them sit for 10 minutes with the lid on. So, Mum, creaming. You all right to do it?
Yeah, I'm good at creaming.
So we're going to go in with 170 grams of butter, and then I'm going to follow that with 170 grams of golden caster sugar. Really, really important, muscovado sugar. This is going to give it its fudgy, sticky toffee puddingness. So in with 170 grams of that. The point of creaming is that we're dissolving the sugar and we're beating air into it. And of course, the butter has got...
Can you do this in a machine?
You can do it in a machine. Your mummy's right. Mum used to do the best dinners. Pretty much every week she'd do a steamed pudding, syrup pudding, chocolate pudding, jam pudding, roly-poly. Quite old-fashioned British ones, really.
Yeah, well, you all used to like it, didn't you?
Yeah, it was lovely. So Mum's done the hard bit. Do you want me to take over?
Yeah.
So look, we'll give this a good old beat up. Mum, if you can get around there and crack in 4 eggs, one at a time.
Ooh.
Once all 4 eggs are beaten in, gently fold 340 grams of self-raising flour into the mixture. Then blend the tea-soaked dates until smooth. Pour in the lovely date mixture. Thank you, Mum. There's something really special that happens between the dates and the spice and the sugar.
Lovely.
We're folding all that in. Oh, Mum, smell that.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Mum, that bundt tin over there, can you just grab a little bit of butter, put it on your hand, and just rub it all around that mould? It's a nice little technique if you're ever worried about a mould or a baking dish. Just rub it with oil or butter, and then we take some flour. Thank you, Mama. And then we'll just put in the flour and just shake it around, and the flour will stick to the butter. So that's what it looks like there. Double security. Pour the mixture into your mould.
Just turn it round.
Yeah, please. That's it. Thank you, Mum. I like to use a ring-shaped bundt tin for this pud, but doing it as a tray bake also works. Put it into the oven to bake for 45 to 50 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius and don't touch it. While that's cooking, I'm just going to knock up a quick sauce. So, Mum, in here, what we have is 250 grams of butter and 250 grams of sugar. And as you can see, I've got half golden sugar and half muscovado as well. So as soon as that sugar starts to dissolve, I'm going to add in some rum. Did you ever put rum in your sticky toffee pudding?
No, I didn't.
It's nice. I love rum. Do you like rum?
Yeah, I love anything.
Alcoholic?
Alcoholic. No.
She's not an alcoholic, don't worry. Add 50 ml of rum to your pan. To flambe it, carefully angle the pan towards the flame. Setting it alight will burn off the alcohol and enhance all the flavours of the sauce. Finally, add 300 ml of double cream. Will give you the most incredible sticky toffee pudding sauce. And I'm just going to swill it about now. at the way it changes. And you get a lovely, shiny, caramelly sauce. Mum, try that. It's not too hot. I love it. The rum is brilliant.
Oh, wow, yeah, it is. That's really different.
When those little bubbles come up like that, then we switch the gas off. Have a look at that sticky toffee pudding, Mum. No, don't open the door.
Oh.
God.
Oh, no, I did, didn't I?
You did.
Oh, my God. It's all sunk. I got you.
Should we have a cup of tea?
Yeah.
The illustrious sticky toffee pudding. Beautiful sponge. Smells lovely. 1, 2, 3. Go on.
Oh, that's lovely. Look at the steam.
Now a trick that transforms the pudding, painting it.
Yeah, I'm going to grab this brush. As you put this incredible sauce on top, it kind of seals it and it stops it getting dry and it gets shinier and shinier and shinier, which is amazing.
The thin layer of sauce gives the pud a crispy toffee crust, which is delicious.
It's just a piece of art, that's the thing.
You can't have too much of that sauce, can you?
No.
Why don't you just put it in the middle?
Do you think I should?
It'd be lovely.
No, that's good.
That's what I would do.
Well, look, this whole dish is an evolution. Should we do it?
Yeah.
Because ultimately, the whole point of desserts is to lift the spirit. And what is going to lift the spirit more than just filling up a hole with caramel sauce?
I think that's really nice.
There is one last thing I'm going to do. We're just going to put a little salt on top. It's just that whole kind of thing about the palate just exploding, that salt and sweet.
I love salted caramel.
So there you go, Mama. The ultimate sticky toffee pudding. Can you grab me that chopper from over there? Let's have a little portion up. And as we take this, it's just going to gush out. Go on. Okay.
This looks amazing. Oh.
Now can you tell why I brushed the outside? It's like crispy
yeah,
hard.
It's gorgeous.
You like?
Yeah, amazing.
Thanks, Mum. It's been nice cooking that with you. We're going to make the most incredible chocolate brownie. Yes! Who doesn't love a beautiful, delicious chocolate brownie? I want to show you a perfect one. No flavouring, no nuts, no fruit, just chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. It's going to be crisp and it's going to puff up and then it's going to crack. It's going to be gooey in the middle. It's going to blow your mind. First up, chocolate. Come and have a little look at this. This is beautiful 70% cocoa solid chocolate. 70% means the amount of cocoa solids in the chocolate. It will taste a little bit bitter when you eat it like this, right? But when you mix it with butter and sugar and all the other ingredients, it's gonna be amazing. So 250 grams of chocolate goes in a bowl. I've got a pan simmering very gently. Put that over the top. Then I've got 250 grams of butter. Try and get the best one you can because the best butter, the best chocolate makes the best brownie. So if you're gonna make brownie, it's a wonderful treat, but if you're gonna do it properly. Do it really, really well. Dice up the butter and get it into the bowl. And just very gently, we wanna melt that down, gently, gently. Next up, the sugar and the eggs. 4 eggs. Into a bowl. Lovely free-range organic eggs is gonna give you a better product. 250 grams of golden caster sugar. And whisk up the eggs and the sugar until the sugar's fully dissolved. As you beat it, it goes pale, fluffy, and light, and that will be your texture, and it will also give you the crispiest little topping for your brownie. And if you want the recipe for this, just click the link, go over to jamieoliver.com. I've got this recipe and thousands of others. Go and fill your boots. And then it comes to the flour part. 2 heaped tablespoons of self-raising flour. By using the little sieve, you're allowing the flour to be as light and as delicate as it can be. 2 heaped tablespoons of quality cocoa powder. Use the whisk now, fold it, don't beat it. If I just sit there and beat it, then we lose all the air that we've put into the eggs. The chocolate is almost done. And a lovely little tip, right? Just get a pinch of salt and season your chocolate. It sounds weird, but it makes all the difference. It opens up your taste buds. It allows you to taste the full flavor of the chocolate. And it genuinely really does make a difference. I got given that tip like 25 years ago from this incredible French chocolatier. And I've always done it since, and it works. And then we're gonna go in with every last bit of it. Look at that, look at the color, look at the shine. Back to the folding. Have a look at that. We've still got air in there. And of course, at this point, you can lick the whisk. It's filthy, but who wouldn't? I've got myself a lovely cake mold. And then we're gonna go in with that amazing brownie. Every last bit of it. Move it around, get it into the corners. Look at that, chocolate heaven. And I've put it into one of my tins here. If you want to check out my lovely range of bakeware, check it out. There's a whole bunch of different shapes and sizes, beautiful color. Now I'm gonna put this in an oven, on fan, at 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit, and close the door gently. And that's gonna be amazing. It will take about half an hour to cook, but I will show you exactly what I'm looking for the perfect brownie, because it looks like you've got to slightly undercook it, but you've got to have the faith. Trust me. Look at that. That's just under 30 minutes. And you can see it's puffed up, right? It's gone really crisp on the outside. And if you just shake it, can you see that wobble, right? So I do want it cooked on the outside. I want it slightly under in the middle. And I just want to let that cool down for about 15 minutes before you even think about eating it. Hold yourself back. Don't go in. Let it cool down, and then you're gonna get more flavor and you're gonna get more texture. It's gonna be amazing. Let's get into there. Let's have a look at the texture. I love the way that when you cut through it, look, that's what you want. Ooziness. You can see that the top is almost sharding, it's cracking. Oh. Guys, come and see that. Yes. So this is what I want for you, right? It's really crisp and delicate and thin on the top. It's kind of spongy around the outside here. And then in the middle, it's oozy and gorgeous and unctuous and chocolatey. And the chocolate will taste different because of that cooking, right? So that is good. We like that. A nice little scoop of vanilla ice cream, some hazelnuts, chocolate, hazelnuts, vanilla ice cream. Come on, you know it makes sense. And then what we love to do in the restaurants is popcorn. Of course, that little bit of heat from the brownie is gonna start to melt the ice cream. Really, really nice. Right, enough talking. Let's get a nice small spoon and let's have a little try up. That is a very agreeable brownie. It's really good. Guys, go on. That's what you gotta do this weekend or today, and enjoy. Take care. Hi guys, hope you're well. Jamie Oliver here. I am going to give you my recipe for a great Christmas dessert. It's indulgent, delicious, beautiful to see. It is from my new Christmas cookbook, Banoffee Alaska. It's brilliant for Christmas because you can do bits ahead and put it in the freezer, and then when it goes out, it's stunning. First up, short crust sweet pastry. I've got plain flour, 200 grams, and then the other element of flour is almond flour. Then I'm gonna flavor it subtly with a fine grater and half an orange. 1 egg goes in, really lovely rich yolks, look at that. Then I'm gonna go in with a pack of butter, about 150 grams, a sort of generous pinch of salt in here. We're gonna buzz it up. As soon as it comes together, onto a table, and I'm just gonna hug it. I don't wanna overwork it. I don't want my hot hands to sort of affect it. We'll wrap that up, pop that in the fridge to relax. On there is lovely pastry that I did about an hour ago. I've rubbed this 25 centimeter mold with some butter, and I'm just gonna dust a nice clean surface and just use a rolling pin or some cling film just to roll this out. So we'll roll this up now. Just let it kind of go in. If something breaks, you can just plug it and fix it. So once you've done that, get a little fork and we'll just put a few little holes. This will just relieve any steam that builds up. Just use some greaseproof paper or some cling film. If you're gonna use cling film, use the cook-safe cling film, the non-PVC stuff. Some people have baking beans. I have baking rice, okay? So just push that down. Then just loosely put this over like that. And we're gonna cook this for 10 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. And then after it's done that, what I'll do is remove the cling film and the rice and let it have another sort of 5 to 10 minutes so it looks like this. What I'm gonna use is some beautiful dolce de leche, right? We'll just spoon that out, and then, about 10 minutes ago, I got some lovely vanilla ice cream out the freezer and into the fridge. And I'm gonna make a layer of ice cream and just break it up. So I'm gonna put this in the freezer, and then I'll show you what to do next. So, Italian meringue. We're gonna go in with 300 grams of sugar. We're gonna go in with 80 milliliters of water. We just give it a little shake around, pop it on a medium-high heat. Then I'm gonna use a sugar thermometer. Now, you can get these online, easy peasy. We're gonna take it to 110 degrees Celsius and then turn it down and let it creep up to 120. I need 5 eggs, guys. Crack the eggs into a dish. You want pure egg whites, no egg yolks, okay? You don't want to bust them, so be gentle. We need a clean bowl for our mixer and clean whisk. The 5 egg whites go in. I'm gonna put a pinch of salt in here. Okay, so let's get that down. Full whack. So we've got the sugar at 120 degrees Celsius, and then we are going to carefully pour it into the machine. Of course, it's really, really hot, so it's immediately cooking the egg whites, and it's gonna give you that incredible cooked, bouncy meringue. Let this whisk for about 10 minutes to cool down and make it silky smooth. This is what you get at the end of this beautiful journey. Last bit is that incredible kind of hit of lovely, silky smooth banana with the caramel. So I'm gonna get 2, cut them at an angle, about half a centimetre thick. I'm gonna get 2 parts of lime. We'll use the zest from a little fine grater. Then I'm gonna roll just to get the juices going. Cut it in half, and then the lime juice over the banana. So, we've got it frozen. It's hard. We've got an oven on full whack, about 220. We're gonna put the banana over the top, and let's just pile our meringue on top. Silky smooth. I'm just gonna move the meringue in and around. You can try and create some wispy ends. And then last but not least, a little drizzle of camp coffee, which is coffee flavored essence, right? Just ripple it through. There she is. So we're gonna put this in at 220 degrees Celsius for about 4 minutes. She's looking mighty fine. Get yourself a little bowl or something like that, and take this over, rest it on top, and it will just pop straight out like that. Look at that. Let's get into this beautiful dessert, into the middle. Gorgeous. Use your knife underneath the slice that you've created. We've got the lovely orange and almond crumbly biscuit base. We've got the caramel layer here. We've got the ice cream, the banana and lime, and then that beautiful coffee-tainted Italian meringue. It's hot on the outside and around the biscuit base, and it's just starting to melt in the middle. It's a perfect temperature. It's so good. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy it. If you want to check out the book, just click the link, and have a happy Christmas and a happy, happy New Year. Take care.
Panettone used to be seen as an Italian delicacy, but in the last few years it's flying off the shelves all over the place and is a delicious, indulgent alternative to the classic Christmas pudding.
All I'm going to do is take the end off, and then we can take the base off, and then the sides like this. Just 1 centimetre slices. We don't waste anything. And you can't get anything wrong. There's nothing you can get wrong. Even if you were a little bit tiddly on the old sherry, you could still do this beautifully.
The panettone is going to be used both for the custard-soaked filling and to make the outer crust of the tart instead of pastry. To stop the crust sticking, lightly grease a 28 centimetre loose bottom tart tin. Smash up fine 2 tablespoons of demerara sugar and mix with 2 more tablespoons of sugar with the granules left whole.
What you'll find is some bits will be crunchy, some bits will just kind of lightly caramelise, which is nice.
Coat the tin, keeping the excess sugar for later.
So, to lining. I'm just going to trim this base here of this brown crust because it's not quite so delicate. I'm going to put this onto the bottom, just like that. And then all I'm going to do is use these little crusts, squeeze them, and push them up against the sides like that. If you do it sort of a little bit scruffy and not so perfect, it's still great. So that's our base done.
Now time to make the custard. Crack 5 large free-range eggs into a bowl, add 100 grams of golden caster sugar and whisk for 2 minutes. Heat 300 millilitres of double cream and 300 millilitres of whole milk with 125 grams of unsalted butter and the husk and seeds of 1 vanilla pod. Leave to simmer on a medium heat for 5 minutes. Then, whisking constantly, add the hot cream mixture to the eggs and sugar and pour some over the panettone.
Just a third goes in. It will get sucked up straight away. It absorbs very quickly. Then we have the rest of this custard. In actual fact, we've got all of the bits that have fallen off of the wonderful panettone, plus this bit here. Break it up, get in there with a spoon, and you can see straight away, it's just like the most gorgeous sludge you can get. So I'm gonna put half in, and I'm just gonna lay that into our mold. And then some undeniably beautiful flavors. We've got really nice quality, 70% chocolate. Give it a spank, and then I want about 60 grams, just little chunks, and I'll save half foot on top. And then marmalade, that lovely bittersweet orange, and the chocolate, fantastic. So just about 60 grams in and around here.
Spoon in the rest of the panettone and custard mixture, making sure you've removed the vanilla pod. Then top with more chocolate and marmalade and the leftover demerara sugar.
So there you go, a really easy, delicious dessert ready to be cooked. So 25 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, which is about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. In it goes. And then when it comes out, it's gonna look amazing. Just time for me to clean down and have a little sherry. Look at that. You've still got a little wobble in the middle, which I like.
After leaving it to rest for 10 minutes, it's time to plate up.
Here we go. Crispy on the top, spongy in the middle. Gorgeous. It's good hot, it's good cold. It's good for dessert, it's good as an afternoon tea. A little bit of ice cream. Oh yeah. Marmalade and chocolate, such a brilliant combination. That is the chocolate marmalade panettone bread and butter pudding. A beautiful thing that anyone can do that tastes absolutely delicious. Happy Christmas. Hi guys, hope you're well. Okay, so I've got a brilliant recipe for Christmas crumble. Woohoo! Come on. Now, crumble has been a top search on jamieoliver.com, and you guys are loving it. And of course, you know I love a crumble. This one is quick, it's easy, it's got some brilliant Christmassy hacks. The first hack is I'm gonna use a jar of beautiful cranberry sauce. 100 grams of that gives you the fruit, the flavor of Christmas, and the sugar. Then we're gonna use 1.5 kilos of apples and pears. Now, this is the season for apples and pears, and don't get the cooking apples that need more sugar. Go for the eating apples and try and mix the varieties up so you can see you've got different colors, different flavors. They'll all cook differently, but if you mix up the pears and apples, it will taste amazing. The cranberry sauce gives us that brilliant cheat of sugar and the flavors of Christmas. So mix up the apples and pears. I'm gonna add another Christmassy ingredient, and that's the clementine. Add in the fine zest of 1 clementine, and I'll go in with the juice as well. So that clementine juice smells so good. If you wanted to put a little Christmas spice in there, a little nutmeg grated in there, or a little tiny pinch of cinnamon, that's amazing. Put in some Christmassy sherry, just a nice little lug like that. And then all you have to do is mix it up, put a lid on, and cook that slowly for about 10 minutes until tender and delicious. Let me show you the crumble topping now. It is so simple. So in a traditional sense, we're gonna go in with 50 grams of unsalted butter. We're then gonna go in with 100 grams of plain flour, but then we go in with 50 grams of flaked almonds. I'm gonna go in with 50 grams, which is about 2 tablespoons of sugar in there as well. So just rub this all together to make that classic crumble topping. Here's a nice little curveball. Grab yourself 1 or 2, or 3 if you want, mince pies. And I'll literally just crumble it up in my hand, and that is the flavor of Christmas, right? Straight in there. And you can see the texture and the color changing. Brilliant little cheat. And I love that. So, when that's cooked, I'll show you how to put it together. You're gonna love it. So, the apple and pear and the cranberry, that's had about 10 minutes. It smells amazing. I'll turn that off now. Get yourself 1 large or 2 nice molds. I quite like, when I do a crumble, to make 1 for now and 1 for the freezer or the fridge, right? It's just a nice thing to have around so you can just whack it in another day. So the gift that keeps giving. So I'm just gonna fill this bowl with half of this mixture. It smells so nice. What I love about eating apples and the pears is it doesn't just completely fall apart and turn into pulp. I'm just gonna spoon this in like that. I'll take half of this and just sprinkle this on top. Now I try to put most of it in the middle and then kind of almost go a little bit around the outsides, and that way it kind of allows it to breathe, and you kind of get nice little blippy bits here as well. So that's lovely. So that's one down, and then this second one to go. So I'll just simply pour that into there. I freeze these, I'll put them in the fridge. You know, in 2 weeks' time, I want a lovely dessert. My family love a crumble. We never get tired of them, but it's really lovely to change up the toppings and of course the fruit combinations. So there you go. 2 done, super simple. 1 for the freezer, 1 for the oven. About half an hour at 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit. And then I'll serve it up with some custard and maybe a little bit of ice cream as well. Gorgeous. So the crumbles had 30 minutes. It's smelling amazing. And come on, look at that. Come and have a look. Golden, sticky gorgeousness. So there you go, it's looking amazing. The question is what to have with it. Ice cream or custard? I think you know what I'm gonna do. So get yourself a little plate, get yourself a little spoon. Let's get in there to the soul of this beautiful crumble. Come on, look at that, hot and steamy. Apples and pears. For me, the mince pies going in that crumble give it an amazing texture and flavour, but it's not too much, it's not too heavy. It's just that little bit of Christmas, which I love. Let's get some ice cream in the story. Classic custard. And there you go. Christmas crumble, custard and ice cream. Let's get amongst it, come on. Bit of custard. Oh my Lord. That reminds me of being a kid. That reminds me of my nan, my mum. In this month of festivities, get out there, try those little cheats to make your very own Christmas crumble. Lots of love, guys. Happy cooking. And until next time, take care. So let's make a Christmas tiramisu. It's the quickest, simplest, most delicious dessert to do. Thank you, Gennaro. Bless your heart. To make a ganache, simply melt 100 grams of good quality dark chocolate with 200 millilitres of warmed double cream. This is going to give it an amazing, amazing rich chocolate flavour. Now, with chocolate, we always put a little pinch of salt. Chocolate needs to be seasoned. So look, the chocolate is nicely melted. Next, line a nice dish with classic sponge fingers. But of course, you could use some sponge. You can even like slice a little panettone and do some layers there like that. So whatever you can get hold of, fantastic. Pour 150 millilitres of really good quality coffee, slightly sweetened, over those sponge fingers. Then whisk together 500 grams of ricotta and 250 grams of mascarpone. At the moment, that cream is quite neutral. It's neither sweet or savoury. So you want about 3 tablespoons of honey. Beautiful, look at that. Another little thing I'm using is this vanilla bean paste. Just a little teaspoon, and the flavour is so good. So normally ricotta is very crumbly, but if you give it a really good beating, it does go silky, shiny and smooth.
Hey, God, it's far away the kitchen there.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, mate.
All right.
Can you do a little drizzle, about 50 mils just over there? I'm spiking my Christmas tiramisu with some lovely Italian sweet wine, Vinsanto, or sweet sherry. Can you see it? Look at the lovely ripples. Silkiness. Elegance.
Tasty.
Really, really nice. So you hold that, big boy.
Yeah.
So this is the fun bit, guys. In we go with that amazing chocolate. Look at that. And then I'm just going to use the spoon just to move that across those lovely sponge fingers. So just a little bit of zest is enough to give you that hit of flavour. Chocolate and clementine. The perfect combination for Christmas. In we go.
Wow.
with the cream. So it's a little bit different, guys. A little bit different.
Delicious.
The only thing that I would do now, I don't know what you think, Jannar,
Tell me.
just a bit of grated chocolate on the top.
Yes.
Some people put cocoa powder,
No, chocolate is good.
but it's Christmas. Let's do it properly.
Finish with a little zest of clementine and then some chocolate shavings.
So look, there you go. A fantastic twist on tiramisu.
Yes.
So good. Right, should we put it in the fridge?
Yeah, let's put them in the fridge. Let's go.
Pop it in the fridge for a couple of hours to chill and set beautifully.
So Gennaro,
Yes.
a little Vinsanto for you, just because it's Christmas and it's delicious. And if you wanted to sort of serve it with just a few kind of seasonal bits of fruit, you can.
I won't eat them all.
So good. And that combination of chocolate, clementine, the coffee, the Vinsanto. Wow, what a combination. Oh. So there you go. Tiramisu done just a little bit differently.
Buon Natale.
Salute.
Salute. Merry Christmas.
Delicious, mate.
There's no greater way to tell someone that you love them than through chocolate. Oh yes, something amazingly chocolatey. And I've got a recipe for you that is gonna absolutely make your Christmas. My triple chocolate Yule log is a scrumptious rolled chocolate sponge filled with hazelnut chocolate spread, whipped cream, and topped with a luxurious chocolate buttercream. A delicious gift to bring a bit of festive joy. And it all starts in here, making homemade chocolate sponge. We want 4 beautiful free-range organic eggs, nice large ones, okay? I want to get the egg whites into here. Let the whites go through and bounce very carefully the yolk backwards and forwards. Don't get any yolk in there at all. And if you do, you will have to start again. Next thing is a good pinch of salt. And now we're going to whisk. That's going to make this sponge really light. You're incorporating loads of air into the egg whites, and that will go nice and stiff. Air is the most precious ingredient in this sponge. It's going to give you the lift and the texture. So now, 75 grams of icing sugar. Sieve it in. And then we start whisking again. Right, look at that. Beautiful. And then whip in the egg yolks one by one. Then 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 75 grams of self-raising flour through the sieve, and 2 tablespoons of good quality cocoa powder, not hot chocolate, cocoa powder. So, go from using a whisk to using a spatula, from whisking to folding. I'm going to fold all the ingredients back into the middle. Try and not lose as much air as possible. And there we go. We got the sponge looking good. I've got a 35 centimetre by 25 centimetre tray. I have just oiled it and put some greaseproof paper in. And now I'll pour that lovely sponge into the tray, like that, every last bit. And then gently push the chocolate right to the edge. And there you go. Happy days. So this is now going to go into the oven at 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit, for exactly 8 minutes. At the same time, I'm going to toast off 350 grams of lovely whole peeled hazelnuts. And that is going to be part of our filling for this sponge. So in that goes as well. Now, we're going to make the most incredible chocolate spread to go inside our beautiful Yule log. I've got a heat-proof bowl and a little inch of water on a very low heat. And we're going to melt 350 grams of good quality chocolate, about 70 to 80% cocoa solids. Just break it up, a little pinch of salt. It kind of brings out the flavour. And then 100 grams of unsalted butter
and let that slowly melt and give it a stir every now and again. So, get yourself some more greaseproof paper, lay out a little sheet like that. My sponge is ready now, and it smells amazing. Beautiful. And I've got the nuts here for the most incredible chocolate spread. First up, take our chocolate sponge and we'll literally flap it onto this greaseproof paper very confidently. And then while it's warm, we're going to gently peel off this greaseproof paper and roll it up. Just gently like that, slowly, slowly. And let it cool down in that shape and you'll be perfectly good to go. And then let's have a look at my nuts. Look, they're nice and toasted. Got a nice little bit of colour there. So this goes straight in to a food processor. And while it's nice and hot, we'll wazz it up. Look, have a look at that. In just a minute, it's turned those hazelnuts into an amazing flour. It smells incredible. Then just put this melted chocolate on top, whiz it up until really smooth. Oh! Come on! That is proper chocolate and nut spread. So the great thing about this is you can think about it in a few ways, right? I'm going to use it as the most amazing, indulgent, delicious layer of our rolled Yule log, right? That's the first thing. Secondly, put it in a jar, little label, that is the best gift ever. Send that to someone you love. Chocolate and nut spread, my mum is going to love that. And then thirdly, put this into a little dish, and I'll put this in the fridge, and when it kind of solidifies, hot spoon, teaspoon, boop, little truffles. Dust it in nuts or cocoa powder, brilliant. In that goes. Right, next up, we're gonna make chocolate buttercream for the outside of the Yule log. You use the same pan with the same water in it, and another heat-proof bowl, and then 150 grams of 80% cocoa solids chocolate. So that will slowly melt. And then in another bowl, I'm gonna beat the lovely butter and then eventually the sugar together. Now this buttercream is going to go on the outside of the Yule log, aka bark, chocolatey bark. This is 150 grams of butter, unsalted, and I've got it to room temperature. So just use the back of a spatula just to give it a nice little push. It takes a little while, and then we can start beating it, getting the air into it. And once that's nice and light, go in with 150 grams of icing sugar. So equal quantities of the sugar, the chocolate, and the butter. And then we give it a nice little beat. So slowly, slowly now, as it's just gone in, then we can pick our speed up and we'll start beating again. Completely changes the texture. Then check the chocolate. It's almost there. And a little pinch of salt again. And while that cools down, I've got 350 mils of gorgeous double cream to go inside our beautiful Yule log. And a tablespoon of sugar. And give it a little whisk up. And this is going to be one of the layers that becomes part of the swirl as we roll up our sponge. So that is done. And then let's finish off this buttercream now because the chocolate has cooled down. But look at that, chocolate, 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 and chocolate. Yes. This is gonna make someone, or many people, very happy. Slowly beat that into the buttercream. So that's it. We've got the amazing chocolate buttercream here. We've got the whipped cream, we've got the homemade sponge, and we've got our lovely, beautiful chocolate and nut spread, right? This is gonna make the best Yule log ever. Honestly, flavors, texture, off the chart. Time to make our beautiful Yule log. Unwind it slowly. That beautiful, beautiful chocolate and nut spread is gonna go on top, right to the edges. Then our beautiful cream. Just lightly sweetened. Now I've got a curveball ingredient, amazing, maraschino cherries. I'm just going to put a few here at the base, like a little surprise. And some of these juices. Oh, yes. And just take a little grater and a clementine. It will make all the difference. Hello! Hey! Here comes trouble.
What's this?
We're going to make a chocolate Yule log. I'm going to roll it up now.
That would.
That's very satisfying, isn't it?
Oh.
On to the board.
Oh my god.
And I'm going to cut off this
Oh my
end.
god.
I then put this here, like that.
It's a treat.
You see?
I want to eat it.
So do you know what the good news is?
What?
This is for Nanny and Grandad to take home.
No, I want to take it.
I want
Dad, Mom, Dad.
River, where are you going?
So look, guys, this buttercream is going to go on the outside of the Yule log. Oh my Lord, it's going to taste good. All these little kind of nooks and crannies are supposed to look like...
Bark.
Yeah, it's like bark. Right, who wants to decorate some bits? Put some of these around the outside. Some crushed hazelnuts. And then it's been snowing just at the corner of the forest. So there you go. That is the Yule log. Little candle. That sponge is going to be so soft and silky and chocolatey and gorgeous. I reckon Nan and Grandad are going to love that, right?
Definitely.